Stephen Gudeño, Carol of Sports. We're here with Alexis Rocha. Good to see you, brother.
Good to see you.
Man, you're fighting Joseph Diaz on the Joseph Diaz Zepeda undercard. It's a good main event, man. Here in San Diego. Another a home fight, kind of for you, right? Because you're out of Riverside, I believe.
Orange County.
Or Orange County, right. Is that not considered Riverside or?
No, it's Orange County. So
okay.
Riverside's its own county, and then it's Orange County where I live in Santa Ana. So that's where it's at.
I see.
Yeah, very very excited, man.
Yeah, man, you got another home. I mean, what is that like? I mean, you're getting kind of accustomed to fighting here in California. You know, your fans show up a lot. Tell me what that means to you.
Oh, it means the world to me. Just my fans going out and always supporting me. You know, it means the world to me. And just the fact that Santa Ana shows up, and then I'm gaining a new fan base in LA, San Diego, and I'm very grateful for this opportunity.
Who are you facing that day? What opponent you got lined up?
I still don't have an opponent. I'm trying to get it finalized right now. One opponent turned it down, and it was a pretty big name. Well, former big name. So,
Is that encouraging to you, or is it kind of frustrating that guys are turning down fights against you? Because obviously it means that, you know what I mean, you're a bigger threat than they would like, but at the same time you're not maybe getting the names that you want on your record,
I'll be honest, it's frustrating not getting those names. Golden Boy's doing their parts. It's mainly the opponents. They want to hire. If I'm considered a high risk, low reward. In the sense that I'm on the rise. I'm very game. They're gonna show up and they have a lot in their hands with me, and low reward because they're not gonna get paid too much off it. I think that's kind of the case here. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. You just got to keep moving forward.
There's obviously some big names in the welterweight division with Golden Boy. Virgil Ortiz is kind of the biggest one that I can think of in their roster. Next to you. Yeah. We've talked about that fight before. Is that kind of a fight that you want to build up a little bit more to then, maybe it be a mega fight when you guys kind of clash heads there?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think right now is the time because, I'm going one way, he's going another way. And I don't see it happening anytime soon. Maybe when one of us has a title of our own, then that'd make more sense.
You're left-handed, right? Southpaw. I gotta ask you, man. We got a possible. Hopefully, boxing doesn't mess it up. But Spence versus Crawford. We keep hearing it's getting closer and closer for November 19th. You as a southpaw, how do you deal with another southpaw in the ring?
It's very frustrating at times too, because if you throw a jab, they throw their jab as well, and you guys both collide. But it's a little different. In a sense, it's different, but it's a little easier because we jab and then they jab as well, and that complicates things. But it could be very hard in there. Just the styles, stylistically, it's very hard.
With those two guys, with Spence Crawford, I mean, I say two southpaws, but really, Terence switches. Do you see Terence doing a lot of switching in that, or do you think he just stays southpaw and tries to work in the southpaw stance with that fight?
I think he switches. He's very good southpaw. He loves to fight. I mean, he loves to stay southpaw. A lot of his fights, he's always stayed southpaw. So I wouldn't say he wouldn't stay orthodox. I'd say he would probably stay southpaw for the entire fight, but he'll switch once in a while.
How does Crawford deal with the kind of constant pressure body attack that Spence brings? How does a southpaw deal with that coming from another southpaw in the ring?
Just give him movement. You got to throw some combinations at him, move to the side, give him different looks. You never want to stay in front of him with an opponent like Errol Spence, who's always going to be there in front of you, who's a dog pretty much. And you just got to take those calculated risks to land first and get out first.
Who do you lean one way or the other with those two guys? Because that's a pretty. I mean, everyone says 50-50 on that one.
I say it's a 50-50 fight.
You don't give an edge to either guy?
No, I wouldn't say I give an edge to either guy, because Crawford could adapt to any style, and then Spence is just a dog in there. Like I said, he just comes, bull rushes you, and it's very hard fighting fighters like that.
Man, just getting to this weekend, Canelo versus Triple G3, the trilogy ended. What'd you think about the last fight?
I mean, Golovkin showed his age. He showed his age. He's now 40. He's been in a lot of wars. Not necessarily wars, but a lot of wear and tear throughout the years. And, Canelo was just the fresher fighter in there.
Do you think we're still in Canelo's prime right now? Do you think, because he's, I want to say 32, but he has been fighting since he's been like 15 or something like that?
I think Canelo's still in his prime. But with that being said, I see him like another 2, possibly 3 more fights, and him calling it a career because he's accomplished so much already. He's so young, but why were you gonna accomplish so much and still keep fighting for what? He's making great money. He's already been an undisputed world champ at 168. He's got a title at 175. So I see that.
What are the last 2-3 fights then? If you could kind of map out the end of Canelo's career, just yourself as a fight fan, like I want to see, these 3 fights, like and then he can call it quits and I'm good.
Yeah, and I know he said it before that he's not scared to fight any Mexicans, but I definitely want to see him in there with Zurdo Ramirez, the winner of Bivol Ramirez. I want to see him against the winner of that. I want to see him against David Benavidez and possibly Charlo.
Man, I like that. I like that deal. Just last one, man. Bivol Ramirez. You just brought it up. Man, it's a huge fight. It's a huge fight. It's one of those fights that I feel like we kind of the 2 top names we call for all the time to fight each other. And these are 2 top guys in the division. They're finally going at it. How does that play out, that one?
It's a very complicated fight too, with Ramirez being a southpaw. He's long, he's rangy. He's gonna want to come and box Bivol, but Bivol's a boxer as well. So if Ramirez comes to change up his style, I think Bivol's gonna want to box him and counterpunch him. So it's gonna be an interesting fight to see. And I would have to edge Ramirez on that. The longer fighter, not fresher fighter, but the longer and more skilled fighter, I would say.
Man, Alexis, appreciate your time, man. Can't wait to see you October 29th on the undercard. Tell the fans where they can follow you and see the journey up to then.
Yeah, I appreciate you so much. You can follow me at Alexis Rocha 777 on IG and Twitter.
Perfect. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you, man.
Thank you.